Beautiful ones, Suede. Thank you for all your messages about scrapbooks. Loads of them coming in. Morag in Kent says, my mum and dad made both my brother and I scrapbooks for our 21st birthdays. It is still the thing I would grab if my house was on fire. I'm currently working on one for my 6-year-old great niece's birthday next month. It's a wonderful physical way to remember great moments in our histories. Meg texts from Cheltenham. My mum made me a scrapbook for my birthday this year, telling my nana and granddad's story. My nana took my granddad's job during the war and they became pen pals and later married. There are so many photos and letters I'd never seen. It's the most thoughtful present I've ever received. And Katrina in Swansea says, I've kept a scrapbook for my boys since they were 3 years old. I've written the diary as if they were writing in it themselves. My oldest son's 21 now and has started printing his photos to document his highlights from uni. Brilliant. Thank you for all of those. I will be back with you tomorrow from midday. Scott is up next. Have a great afternoon.
This is Radio 2
on BBC Sounds
and on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Nikki Cardwell. The Metropolitan Police has charged 3 people suspected of being Russian spies. The 2 men and a woman, all of them Bulgarian citizens who've lived in the UK for a number of years, have been in custody since February. They're accused of possessing fake identity documents for 9 countries. The defendants have yet to enter their pleas. Wages are growing at their fastest rate for 22 years. The Office for National Statistics says between April and June, average salaries were 7.8% higher than in the same period last year. Terry Payne from the recruitment agency Aspire says firms are not giving big rises to all of their staff.
As the economy's got tougher, losing a key member of staff in a tough time, that's something that companies don't want. So it's business critical that they hold on to these staff. So we're seeing that the increase in salaries is actually happening to the middle top end, whereas when you look at the bottom end of the staffing market and the people in entry-level roles, they're really struggling.
Norfolk and Suffolk Police say they're contacting more than 1,200 people whose personal details have been included in responses to Freedom of Information requests between April 2021 and March last year. Both forces have apologised for the breach, which they say occurred because of a technical issue. But they say the personal information probably couldn't be accessed by those who received the files. More from Mark LaBelle.
The type of data that was attached in hidden files includes a personal identifiable information on witnesses, victims and suspects, as well as descriptions of crimes. Both Norfolk and Suffolk constabularies say that the data was hidden, in their own words, from anyone opening the files, and they found nothing to suggest that the data has been accessed by anyone outside of policing.
The Football Association says it's disappointed after reports suggest that tickets allocated to England fans for tomorrow's semi-final at the Women's World Cup have been bought by Australia supporters. A unique supporter code was reportedly leaked on social media. The England captain Millie Bright says the Lionesses are expecting a hostile atmosphere in Sydney and will thrive on it.
We know that we're going to have fans there. Yes, they're probably going to have more. We've been in these moments before, and as players we embrace these moments, and it's all about us just sticking to tasks, executing the game plan. You want it to be tense, you want it to be noisy. It's a proud moment in the women's game where people turn on the TV back home and they see what an incredible atmosphere we've created. The women's game is still on a journey, but what a place to be.
And the winner will play Spain in the final after they beat Sweden 2-1 in Auckland. And 2 American tourists could face criminal charges in Paris after they were found sleeping on the Eiffel Tower yesterday morning. A prosecutor said it appeared the 2 men got stuck because of how drunk they were. The monument's operator said they'd slept between the tower's 2nd and 3rd levels and did not pose any apparent threat. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 2.
Thank you, Nikki, and good afternoon.
Hi Scott, it's Rosie and Gary in Selsey, West Sussex. We're having a week off to enjoy the British summertime. Yesterday we were contemplating Christmas films. Today we're thinking of heading to the beach.
And that, everyone, is the unpredictability of the British weather.
It's Tuesday, it's 2 o'clock, and it's time for Scott Mills on Radio 2.